ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Kotsy's Corner. This time we are going international. We are covering every corner of the globe, and representing Greece, Michael Cavagnaris, and representing Canada, Zach Drake. Olympic Games, it's all happening, so we thought we'd get our two visa players in to this edition of Kotsy's Corner. Welcome, boys.
Thank you.
Always nice to see you, Kotsy.
It's always a pleasure to see you, Peter Burbler. Right, so we're here now. First of all, Michali, you've been in the country now almost a year. You arrived, I think, a few days after or before Christmas last year. You've settled into the club very well. Disappointing season on the park, but how have you found your first, how have you found Australia to begin with, and how have you settled into the team?
Australia is different from Greece.
Obviously. Yeah. We speak a different language, mate, in case you know that.
Can I have someone to translate in Greek? I'm saying Greek.
I can translate for you if you need me to be. I can be your SBS.
No, Australia is good. Melbourne is a beautiful city. I like Melbourne a lot. I want to stay here, obviously. That's what I can. I'm a bit disappointed with the club's position right now and how things are going in the ladder. Apart from that, I'm really happy north. I'm really happy here. The club is run like a family club. I mean, I don't feel like I'm family with you, but I mean, all the other.
Close enough, mate, close enough. Well, what you're trying to say is everybody's close-knit, everybody's together, everybody works together. I understand exactly what you mean. Zach, your journey's been a bit different since you've arrived in Melbourne, obviously Canadian-born, played all your junior football in Canada, and then I think from memory, Germany, Brazil, a couple of the countries that you visited, finally came to Australia. You're playing in NPL down in Tasmania with Hobart Olympia, where we managed to bring you across after some long-standing negotiations, but you finally got over. It's been obviously difficult with the way things are going, but how have you settled into Melbourne?
I personally love Melbourne. It's a different feel to Tassie, and just so people know, coming to Australia, I came with my partner, and she asked for going to a country with two things: somewhere where they spoke English, so she could work, and then somewhere where it was warm. And we went down to Tassie, so she only got one of those.
Well, have you ever heard of Google, mate? Have you heard of Google? You know, it tells you everything, weather, the whole lot. Tasmania's the coldest place on earth.
Exactly.
But nonetheless, you've come to Melbourne, which is not exactly the hottest place on earth, but challenging winters, but it's obviously something they need to get over as footballers. It is a winter sport. Zach, with you, obviously being a little bit out of position, you're more of a natural right back than you are a left back. How have you adapted to that role?
Yeah, I actually, throughout my career, I guess I've been put into a lot of different roles depending on the beat of the team. So finding myself on the left side of the park, it's not super new to me. It's obviously like really similar to right back, but I feel more comfortable now, definitely throughout the season, playing more games in that position. Each game, feeling more and more comfortable.
Getting to know your teammates in the back four as well.
Yeah, exactly, and just building the partnerships with the players on the left side.
Of course, yeah, and that's the hard part, because your ball is playing on the left side. There's nobody helping you to defend, but that's a story for another day. Nikali, obviously, you coming from Greece, you were a professional footballer with Panakaki in Patra, and before that with Kotsy in Crete, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously, the NPL, semi-professional in Australia, it's something that you're not used to, and you probably took a bit of time getting used to it. However, the standard of the football, how can you compare it to, say, the Greek second division? What's the differences that you find?
The reason that I have difficulties adjusting to Australian football is that football overseas, in Greece and Europe in general, I think it's more technical. The players are a bit more skillful, and it's tactical. It's not as quick as football is here and as physical. Mm-hmm. Here soccer is quick. The pace is one level above
what you're used to.
Yeah, what I'm used to, and the players are really strong. I mean, all the strikers we face, I have to deal with every week. The beasts, they're at least
strong boys.
Yeah, strong boys.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I definitely concur with what you're saying. Obviously your first half of the year, you're a little bit inconsistent with your form, but your second half of the year, you've definitely adapted and you found your feet. You've been one of our better performing players, which has been fantastic. Now, boys, coming into the last 2 weeks of the home and away season, we're in a relegation battle, as we all know. There is hope, though. We back each other all the way. You guys are confident that we can get ourselves out of it, Zach?
Yeah, 100% confident. We kind of build on this, and I've been focusing this whole week on the game, and I kind of chalk it up to a David and Goliath battle, and knowing that David is the type of person who he was trained like specifically in his art, behind the scenes.
Sorry, Zach, I've got to interrupt you, man. With all due respect, David and Goliath here, I understand, but this is not the City Hercules Greek club. It's not the 300 Spartans going to Persia, man. That's how we've got to look at it.
Yeah,
you know?
okay, yeah, we'll look at it that way. Either way, we're going into it and we're going in hard.
We're going to go hard. We're going to give it everything we've got. There's no doubt about it. Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. You've been fantastic with the club. Our supporters all love you, and hopefully our supporters come out on the weekend and give the boys the support they need.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us. Kotsy's Korner, international edition, sponsored by the biggest international company in the world, McDonald's. We'll see you next week.